Okay, day 75 of making videos, a day in the life of Schizophrenic DOminic, describing some sane thoughts amidst the world going crazy and warring upon me, and deciding to tell everybody that I was diseased and sick in the head and all that. And so I have experienced schizophrenia. It is a reality to be experienced. And on day 17 and day 45, I explain why I call myself a schizophrenic rather than targeted individual, but it is uh, due to an infliction, technology, and political technologies and organized political behavior, organized groups give me the schizophrenia. And yeah, so what I can say is that I have written a book. It's on medium.com. I posted it to my Threads accounts, and it's also posted to Blue Sky and Facebook on the pinned posts in the bio sections of those accounts, and is on medium.com called Unveiling the Schizophrenic Tradition. I put chapters there, and when I finish a chapter, I submit it there. I have like about 9 chapters now, and I think I'm about done with it, but I've set it aside as I was doing my reading and stuff, and see what happens. So if you like what I have to say, you can check out that book. Okay. Day 45 of these videos you can check out, and it'll give you a 3-minute introduction, which basically this was already. So okay, so I was gonna start off today talking about the country is basically headed into the dark ages with Trump, and he's threatening universities, he's threatening Department of Education. He's going to get rid of the Department of Education. He's going to basically wage a war on intellectualism, national parks, maybe Social Security. So he's got a UFC president giving speeches for his RNC or whatever. So I feel like we're going to be heading soon towards coliseum or something. Like the Roman Coliseum or something, and that's where we're gonna be heading. Like what's next? You already see it. They already have these battles where people dress up in the medieval knight costumes and they hit each other and stuff with stuff. And that's just they're just inching towards this debasement of society. And this debasement of society has all been, I believe, a deliberate political programming to get people to basically adhere to the principles of Carlyle. I think it's Thomas Carlyle in the Negro Question, or he in the paper his racist supremacist rant, where he discusses what are under the underlining psychosis of society, which is that class of cultivators worthy by way of war, stronger can produce the proper fruits from the land or whatever. So it's just basically saying the strong will take what they want, and that's where we're headed. Intellectualism, tempered processes by people is being minimized, and you're seeing it all over the place, and to the point where like we are now saying like universities are the enemy because there was a certain aspect of universities that maybe got off base for a second, or over the last few years with like wokeism or whatever that. I mean, I don't know. I don't. You know. there's a group think, there's a little bit of an anti. I think that you challenge that intellectually, and you say some of that stuff was a little anti-intellectual, the way we went about doing things, but like to shut down universities because of that is, it makes you wonder what all that was in the first place. Like maybe that was all part of an operation to undermine universities by pushing the authoritarian aspect of those movements or whatever. And so, yeah, now Trump is going to come in and he's going to get rid of all universities because some aspects of that he doesn't like or whatever, or he doesn't like any of aspects of it. So, where there's room for critique, there's probably room for critique or whatever. I think there is. I definitely think there is, but not shutting down universities is not the answer to our problems. It's the answer to a dictator's problems, which is what he doesn't like intellectual people challenging him and stuff. Okay, so yeah, and so as the we're headed to a dark ages in the country, but for me personally, I feel like I'm actually headed into like a golden age. I was thinking that today, and I thought about that with the contrast to where the country's headed, and I'm like, I feel like I'm headed to like a golden age, uh, because I'm turning 40 here in a couple of weeks, and I'm spending a lot of time with my parents, my brothers having children, and my niece is in her plays and stuff, and she has a play tomorrow, and things are going well in that regard on a personal basis, and I'm gonna probably be able to work. I think the schizophrenia is finally affording me an ability to work. Now there was the fires, and that threw me back, but I think there's enough going on schizophrenic wise to push me towards getting a job, uh, which gives me income, and then I can spend it. And that's the way you participate in our society: is you have income, and it affords you ability to participate in society. And I feel like I can help expand the living room here and create more space for our family and spend time with my mom and dad and maybe help them travel and stuff, and I get enjoyment through that. And so I'm going training for this the Camino in Spain. So I was thinking like this is like kind of like a golden age that I'm headed towards. And I think I was on a euphoria because I lost 6.5 pounds. I know that's kind of sad, but yeah. But no, I actually do think that it's like a little bit of a golden age. I'm reading all my books. I have a ton of stuff I want to learn, and I'm excited about that. I'm even almost motivated to start playing the mandolin. Uh, so yeah, I feel like this is like I got my health, I got my family's health. Uh, so those are all going good on a personal level, and I feel bad almost saying that because it's like the country is going towards insanity right now. So maybe this insanity will catch up to me, and I mean I already experienced the insanity of this country for the last 15 years. And it's like I don't want to experience any more of it. And that's something I was thinking about too, is that like uh Trump is a crazy guy. Like he's talking about warring the war against Panama, and he's preparing the military to attack Panama and stuff. And this guy is like he's just a crazy person, and I feel like he just reflects the country. He reflects how crazy the country is. And maybe I think I'm going into this golden age for myself where I don't realize, no, you don't go out into you don't go out into the public enough and interact with these people. They're all nuts. And maybe I'm gonna find that out when I go out there. And I don't I don't know, maybe I'm gonna find out, no, it's crazy out there. You got to get out of this country. And I'd like to think that I could stay in California and stuff like that, and I could just have like a little like go to the job, come home, go to the job, come home, and go do this, go do that, and yeah, I want to have those like little linear spaces, like I get in, get out, get in, get out, enjoy my little life, and enjoy my life or whatever. And I know that's kind of crazy or whatever, and then maybe, and then you like, where's the protest? And I already spent most of my life fighting off the dogs of the government because they didn't like me protesting or thinking freely. And so yeah, like I could go to an immigration protest or something like that, but they've told everybody that I'm anti-immigrant. But if you read my thoughts on immigration, you can see that I'm not anti-immigrant, but they say you are. They told everybody that you were, so everybody thought that. And they do all these like social wars on you and stuff like that. So it's like I don't have time for that. I spent all that time of my life sacrificing it for nothing so that Trump could be president, and now we can have, I don't know what, like, you know, we're gonna have Michelle Obama or Gavin Newsom, which is better than Trump, but are they gonna? Maybe there's gonna be, I don't know. Maybe there's gonna be a revolution or something. So I don't. I hope it's not crazy. uh, I think the people are. I'm getting messages that people think that there should be, like for today. Some guy was putting. Well, I don't know if I want to reveal the message, but he was basically saying that democracy, supporting Democrats in elections, is like putting tape over a broken vehicle, and maybe the whole vehicle of this country is broken. So I guess I'll get into something here. Uh, I was talking about broken. What's broken, I think, in our country, in our world, is the competition, violent based world order, which I basically got into a little bit here, and how Trump is bringing in the UFC president to mold the psyche of the masses, and he's going away with education and intellectualism. And so he's cracking down on free speech that's anti-war speech or anti-particular wars speech. And so yeah, it's a little bit crazy, and I think this gets into something I wanted to talk about, which is that we have to, I've said this in my book and stuff, that basically the ego trip of competition, it's like an ego trip. You feel good about yourself, particularly among talented, high functioning people, talented, high functioning, hard working, work ethic people. You could work hard and get ahead, and you can feel good about yourself, and it's like a little bit of an ego trip. Then you walk past the street and you see, look at this fucking homeless guy in the street, or look at this alcoholic, or look at this mentally ill person or something, and you see there's a lot going wrong with this society. And or you just think, like, look at a house that's worth millions of dollars. How is somebody supposed to get into the home ownership realm? We don't have houses for everybody. We don't build houses for everybody. uh you know the cost of living goes up and up and up. uh the war on immigrants who are just trying to make a better life for themselves because trickle down didn't work, and now people are embarrassed, so they have to blame immigrants. And so when we get rid of the ego trip of competition, and we get into like the idea that, like, if we cooperate as a species, as human beings on this planet, a collective cooperation, and we have a strong work ethic that is based on collective cooperation, uh, we will be better off. Now, that doesn't mean that there's no individuality to life, because I agree with the MLK thing, where he said that life is individual and life is social. And that's why you need to have a system which accounts for both those aspects of life. But I do believe that the competition-based world order, the violent competition-based world order, is leading us to Armageddon. And I got to end on that note. So, goodbye.